can you tell me which of these cherry blossom photos is from Japan?
All right, Julie, while everybody starts answering there were a couple of questions in the chat. What are onsens?
Onsens are like spas. They're fantastic. It's like a bath place that you can go in. For those of you that are used to American spas, it might surprise you a little bit because a lot of times when you go in onsens, some or all of it can be like clothing optional. And there's going to be places that you can wash, you can take a bath. There's places that you can like sit in warm water and relax. It's a really, really nice experience. We found one that was like a family friendly onsen, and they give you like little kimonos and stuff to dress up. I took my boys there. I can't find family style one I had here, but you can walk around like this, and there's co-ed areas, beautiful gardens and things like that. And then you can sit in the, warm water. It's a place to go relax. I hope I'm explaining that well enough, but it was really, really, really nice. I could go through my pictures all day, but let's get back to our game. Looks like number 2.
Yeah, it looks like 2 is running away with it here with number 3 fairly closely behind.
Fairly close behind.
Close it down there and declare number 2 the winner. Let's see if we got it right.
Let's see. You got it. Congratulations. Yeah, I only fooled you guys once today, only on Greece. But I'm proud of you for knowing your geography so well and paying attention to the context clues. Thank you so much for playing games with me today, because I am that kind of person. It makes me giddy inside to do fun stuff like that. So outside of Japan, now we're looking at the cherry blossom experience, right? And there are a lot of those experiences much closer to home that would cost you a lot less money to see. So Seattle, that picture in the top left is from the quad in Seattle. You can look this up, but there's a really, really gorgeous area in Seattle that's just flooded with cherry blossoms. That's a beautiful place to visit. One that's more well-known is in the bottom right, and that's DC. They have a lot of cherry blossoms, and you'll see that during cherry blossom season. Really beautiful walks underneath those trees, and you can really get like a nice Japan-style experience much closer to home. One that's maybe lesser known was our second place choice, right? Is in the bottom left there. That's Macon, Georgia. Yeah, they have a whole cherry blossom festival. That is maybe a lot closer to home for some of you, and you may not have even known it was there. I did not realize that Macon, Georgia had a cherry blossom festival until I looked this one up. So again, recreating the experience in a way that may be a lot more accessible to you than trying to go to Japan. But if you're like, well, Julie, I really want to go to Japan because it's got all of the other stuff too, cool. Realize that cherry blossom season is wildly popular in Japan. And if you are an experienced J-Gooder, you're also going to know that we're going to create more opportunities for us to go where the deals are by being flexible with our dates. And we do this for cherry blossoms or things like this that we're chasing the experience for by recognizing that cherry blossom season moves. Okay. Like Japan is big, very big. So if you were to go to northern Japan during cherry blossom season, that's a whole different month and time frame than southern Japan would be. And because of that, that allows us to create more opportunities for us to go where the deals are. Okay. So instead of chasing just cherry blossom season in Tokyo, we can now open that aperture and say, we have a couple months worth of cherry blossom season in Japan. If you really, really must do it in Japan, that allows you to create more opportunities for deals. All right, so here's the playbook. This is just a fun picture of some loungers at a meetup at Disney because I'm a big Disney girl and I just needed to put that in the presentation. It didn't really have anything to do with bucket list, unless Disney's on your bucket list, and if so, I'm your girl. All right, so here is the playlist for defining our bucket list experiences, right? Define the experience that it is that you want. Maybe look at your bucket list mentally, or you can write it out, whatever destinations you had in mind, and start considering what experience were you really hoping to get out of that. Question the assumptions that you have that that place is the only destination, the only place that can fulfill that experience for you. Okay, because that really is an assumption. We've kind of proven that in this presentation. Brainstorm more possibilities, more than you think you need, as far as where can I experience this thing that I want to experience? What other opportunities are there? And then you are going to compare the opportunities for where you could go and what kind of deal can you find in order to create that experience. So not just the destinations, but how can you create and recreate that experience. And then the very last thing you'll do is, because you're comparing those opportunities and we're going where the deals are, then you're going to build your itinerary based off of what deals are available and what opportunities you have to create that experience. So the biggest mistake that I see people make is falling in love with one destination. Even worse than that is one destination in a certain time frame. So like, I must go to Rome in June is like inside joke amongst staff. But I'm just telling you, like, that's what you'll hear is people saying, I want to be at this place at this time. That is a really big mistake. A really easy win for you is to shift to falling in love with one experience instead, because those experiences can often be created in many different places at many different times. Pull that comment. It says, just got back from Rome in June. I would not do it again. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Jody. It is incredibly hot and crowded in June. And Rome is wonderful. I've been there. I love it. I think I also went in June, not on purpose. I was going through there to get someplace else. It is very hot and crowded. Not an ideal time to be there. So not saying to never go to Rome, but again, question what it is. What do you want your experience to be? If you want it to be hot and crowded, I can give you some places in the US, Disney at certain times of year, and it'll probably be a lot closer to home for you.
My niece is there and is melting right now on her honeymoon.
Aww. Yeah, I've heard there's like a massive heat wave in Europe that's like been all over the news. So yeah, not recommended. Let's look for that Rome experience. What do you want out of Rome? And how can we recreate that? Not in June. Okay, so instead of asking, how do I get there? I want you to ask, what's the best way to create that experience? I think we have drilled that one home. So I will move on to talking about cruises. Cruises, specifically, I wanted to tie into this presentation. One, because obviously I'm a big cruise lover. I am one of the cruise experts for JGoot. I am very pro cruise. That being said, I am on a 2-week land-based trip in Hawaii. I travel the JGoot way in all the ways possible, right? So it's not like I just cruise. I want you to think of cruising as a tool, because that's the way I think of it. And I think it should be in every JGooter's toolbox. Anthony was not a cruiser. He was not going to get on any ships. but I've heard he
made it to one.
Cruise.
And Anthony made it to one, and now, don't tell my kids, but we have another one booked.
Look at that. Look at that. So point being that even if you are like an anti-cruiser, which I can respect, everybody travels different ways, I still think this belongs in your toolbox. And not just because cruises are the answer, actually not at all because cruises are always the answer. I just told you they're not. But because oftentimes it's a creative way to unlock some of these experiences. And it allows you to kind of sample them. Like if we go back to our Greece example from the very beginning, I had never been to Greece. I didn't know which Greece experience I would love the most. I just knew that I liked all of the ideas on that slide. Whitewash villages, cliffside sunsets, Mediterranean food. Sounds amazing. That sounds great. I'll go wherever the deal is. I found a good deal on a Greek Isles cruise that allowed me to sample all these different islands and get a feel for which ones I like the most. That being said, I will continue to go where the deals are, and I have a list of different places in mind now that could all accommodate that experience. So sometimes
that's my favorite part, Julie, of what you've been talking about this whole time. It doesn't mean that any of these places are removed from your bucket list. Every place you just listed, you've gone to, you've gotten to experience Japan and all of these different places. You just took a different approach to getting there and getting that experience. And it sounds like enjoyed a lot of other experiences along the way that you might have missed out on if you kind of had tunnel vision for just Japan the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. Again, if we go back to that Greece example, if I had just chased Santorini, I would have missed Athens. I would have missed Thessaloniki. I would have missed Rhodes. You'd miss Mykonos. And there's so many other places in Greece to see. And so I want you to think of cruising as a tool. It's an opportunity for you to possibly experience some of these bucket list experiences, and also in a way that you can sample several different destinations. Again, if we're talking about Alaska, our second example today, there's going to be certain destinations in Alaska, in Norway, in Iceland that you cannot get to without a ship. So you're cutting off your ability to experience some of the things you actually want to experience because if you are closing yourself off to cruises, because cruises is the way to do some of those things. So sometimes it could be a different season or a different island or a different destination. Sometimes the answer will be cruising. And the goal isn't to force just one specific answer. It's to find the smartest choice that works for the experience that you're wanting. Okay.